Good morning. Welcome back to our Croatian Homestead. We've got quite a few subscribers. I just want to introduce myself. Haven't done that in a very long time. My name is Marin and we've left Australia for better family life. Obviously we couldn't afford the big acreage in Australia. It was just way too expensive, so we decided to move down here. This morning is really cold. I have frozen my butt off, to be honest. It's only 5 degrees Celsius outside. Coming from Australia and a much warmer weather, this is really bad. I'm gonna get the fire going this morning and then I'm gonna work on the grains on the feed. I've gotta mill the grains for the animals. I've used everything up this morning to feed them and water them. So no moving out of this room till the sun gets out and we get a little bit of warmer weather. Hopefully in an hour or so. This goes onto the compost too. These all offcuts are from building the tree house, so now it's good to start the fire. Also any paper I get randomly or collect, I just leave it here and then use it to start the fire. I think, as you already know, I use full grains for my feed. I don't buy any supplement feeds, any pre-finished feed. I do everything myself. I just want it to be as clean as possible. I reckon I save a lot of money by doing this myself. It's much cheaper. I understand for a lot of people this is not an option. I mean, it's a big investment up front. You gotta have the room set up, all the barrels or whatever you wanna put your feed in. You gotta pay for the whole year's worth of feed. It's not the option for everyone. I reckon for me it's worth it. In long run, I save money. I mean, it only took me once to set everything up, and we gradually set it, as the animals grew, we gradually we gradually bought everything. Not everything was bought in one go. So I think it's worth it. I've got about 1.5 tons of grain in here. I still need to buy another 1.5 tons of corn, which I don't have room to, actually I don't have the capacity to store 1.5 tons of corn. The IBC tote that I have over there where I put corn in only fits 800 kilos of corn, so basically I need another one of those. Whether I'm gonna do that or not, I don't think at this stage, because I can buy a ton and I can leave some in bags like this just sitting here, and then buy the other 500 kilos, which will cost me a little bit extra after, but it's not a big deal. I don't think it's worth buying an IBC tote. I'm actually running low on rabbit food, so probably gonna go buy another bag today. Altogether, my calculation for this year is about 3 tons of grain for the animals that we currently have and did have and sold and put in our freezer. Now I'm okay for 7 to 10 days for food. I've got these 2 boxes. I'm gonna put the potatoes in and obviously return the buckets to the neighbor. Here I have nowhere to store the potatoes in dark place, but where we are renting we have a basement where we can put it, so that's where it's gonna go. As the sun is slowly coming out, I'm coming out to work as well. I'm not gonna be burning more wood. That's good enough. Now we are about halfway through the recording, and to be honest, I do have a lot of fun doing it. Every day is fun. I mean, I can record a whole movie every day with what I do here, but that's not the point. The only problem is I have literally 0 time for myself or the family, because I have to do everything, edit it, put it up. We'll see how long I last, but you know what, it is fun, I must say. Anyway, I'm gonna go clean up that mess from the butter beans that I have there. It's been sitting there for a few days now. It has to go. The wind is just gonna start spreading it everywhere. Now that I cleaned this up, now it's time to make another area dirty, so I have something else to clean up. But that's okay, that's all good. That's part of living here. I'm just gonna quickly move this to the compost. I haven't put the pool back yet. It's been sitting here for a few weeks now. I think it's time, but I need help from my wife. The plan this morning was to plant those strawberries. I've got to clean out an area down in the garden for them and plant them, but it's still too wet. There was not enough sun to, dry the land a little bit more. The beans I've got here, I've cleaned some up. I can put them in a bag and just hit them for the little seedlings to pop out, but then I've got to clean up and stuff. I think there's not much. I'll just do this by hand. Change of plan as usual. I've got these beans. I can separate them and then get them in a bucket, and hopefully they'll be ready to separate as well, and then we'll have beans for cooking beans. Let me just clean these up and see how many beans we get. Then I can clean up this area. It's becoming a bit of a mess. I'm not happy with it. Last here, everyone picks these beans as they're young. Now, basically the process is the same. This is roughly what they look like when they're young. I'll let these dry, and then you still have to clean them up. And the beans that you clean up, they need to be in the freezer. They can't sit outside, just in a jar. So my wife and I last year didn't really like that. Yes, you do get a little bit of more beans because you're picking them while they're young, and the plant wants to obviously produce more beans and produce seed for next year. So, the yield is bigger. But if you're cooking it for dinner, you need to put 3 times more of these fresh beans than these dried ones. So we thought really it's not what we want. For us, it's important that this can store for a while, for longer, and honestly, we don't have enough freezer space. So this is much better for us. People are selling obviously the husks and everything per kilo. So they want to sell it green and still wet, so they get more weight out of it. For me, that's not the case. I just want to have beans, to eat beans, that's all, for myself and my family. As obviously, as we don't spray, and we learned it last year, that little bug that will drill these is present. So what we'll do when I clean everything up, get the beans, we'll put them in a plastic tub and we'll freeze it for a couple of days to make sure everything is dead, and then these can store outside for years. Regarding the seed preservation, so many people here do it. These seeds are readily available, so I'm not going to be worried about collecting these for seeds for myself. I still have some seed left from last year that I bought. You can buy huge packs of them. People are doing it, seeding these commercially here in the area, so I don't believe these seeds will just disappear. Also, if it happens for some reason there is no seeds, I can just take them out of my kitchen. I can take these literally out of my kitchen and plant them. All I have to do is eat one meal less, I guess, and we'll be good for the whole next year. So yeah, no, not gonna keep them or collect the seed for this, because I can get this. That's no problem. The butter beans, I have collected quite a few seeds in Australia while we were there, and when I had leftover seeds or spare seeds, we have been eating them as beans or cooking them for food. They were still tasty as any other bean I get. So, if I have too many of those as well, we'll cook them up. Two buckets full, not bad. I'll spread them out in here. Okay. This is our second picking of beans, or second bed that we picked. The first bed was planted earlier this year, and the year started really great. Plenty of moisture, everything, and then the drought came. So you can tell, or I can see that these pods are just a touch smaller than what we picked already. So meaning the beans will be just a touch smaller, but that's still okay. I do have another bed of beans to pick, so I think we'll be really good on beans for this year. To be honest, I really feel bad. I'm still not over this, whatever it is. I'm just gonna end up cleaning the rest of the beans over there that are for seed. I'm actually surprised that I cleaned so much up. Haven't made a mess yet today. And I won't be recording how I clean beans. I mean, this is no point. It will be just silly. So I'll end the video here, and then it gives me a little bit of time to do this nice and easy job. Nothing hard, just to get over my whatever I caught. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video as well, and I hope to see you tomorrow. And then, still need time to upload this.